The S&P 500 index falling for the third day in a row. This in spite of relatively positive job numbers. Investors appear to be more focused on corporate earnings and concern about tomorrow's economic growth numbers. Courtney Donahoe has the latest from the New York Stock Exchange. Courtney?
Well, Pim, stocks way down in the session. Disappointing earnings out of the tech sector. The reason Akamai, which makes software to make website, said profit margin shrank, and graphics chip maker NVIDIA plus computer security software maker Symantec issuing disappointing forecasts. And we're also focusing on Oracle. Speaking of tech, Justice Department suing Oracle, saying it defrauded the government on a software contract from 1998 to 2006. In the meantime, consumer stocks, they also dropped today. Colgate fell after sales missed estimates, and Venezuela's currency devaluation would cut into 2010 profit. Kellogg, too, lowering its 2010 profit forecast on the recent cereal recalls. But it wasn't all bad news. There were a few strong earnings reports today. We got Southwest, Exxon, Avon, Sony, all topping expectations, Pim.
Now, Courtney, some of the nation's top insurers may be profiting from fallen U.S. soldiers. What are the details?
Yeah, well, New York Attorney General Andrew Cuomo handing out subpoenas to MetLife and also Prudential Financial. Now he's investigating whether these life insurers profited from keeping money that belongs to military families. Well, rather than pay out lump sums on the death of a policyholder, the insurers would put that money into retained asset accounts that would generate interest that mostly benefited the insurers and not really the families. Well, more than 100 carriers earn investment income on $28 billion owed to life insurance beneficiaries. And also, speaking of MetLife, reporting earnings after the bell, coming in well ahead of estimates, swinging to a second quarter profit. Earnings per share coming in at $1.23. The company booked an investment gain on derivatives.
Courtney, focus a little bit on the economy for us. Tomorrow, investors, they're going to be looking at those GDP numbers. But today, of course, it was all about jobs.
Yeah, initial jobless claims dropping by 11,000 to 457,000 last week, slightly better than forecast. But some investors, they're concerned that there hasn't been a consistent drop in the number of claims. And also, speaking of jobs, the lack of jobs in the U.S. leaving people unable to pay their mortgages. Foreclosure filings climbed in 75% of U.S. cities in the first half of the year, and that's from Realty Track data. But many investors, they're waiting on tomorrow's GDP data. As he said, economists expect the report to show growth slowed just slightly to 2.6% in the second quarter. And as we've been seeing from a lot of recent economic reports, the lack of jobs, the loss of household wealth, tight credit, the need to cut debt, the need to rebuild our savings account, all the reasons why spending will be slow to recover. And also, not to mention a pullback in stimulus spending. So we're going to be looking for that report at 8:30 Eastern tomorrow, Pim.
Courtney Donahoe reporting from the New York Stock Exchange. Thank you.